everyone, this is Qazaq Cinema program and Bekbolat Uvaliyev. In the next 20 minutes, we will traditionally be transported to the world of the national cinema. We will attend the premiere of the Kazakh-Russian comedy drama Summer Will End Soon, directed by Yana Skopina. We'll visit the 10th anniversary film festival of student and debut films Bastau and talk about the features of the digital distribution of Kazakhstani films with Anna Darmodekina, a distribution expert. The Kazakh-Russian movie Summer Will End Soon appeared on the screens of domestic cinemas. This is the feature debut of director Yana Skopina. The comedy drama about carefree holidays, first love, and passion for hypnosis premiered at the Bastau Film Festival. In addition to the multicultural team in the frame, an international creative team also worked behind the scenes. Director Yana Skopina was born in Almaty, and according to her, it was important for her to tell about life in Kazakhstan. The film was directed by Daria Balanovskaya, a Ukrainian, and Gohar Igitan, an Armenian, was a costume designer. Kazakh producer Yerkizhan Maksud attended the premiere of the movie. She explained why the main cinematic positions were taken by the women only.
В графических позициях только женщины.
На пороге выпускной. Но увы, ты не со мной.
Бах, привет.
Вообще, кстати.
С самого начала вообще над производством, когда мы только начинали, в команде была я.
From the very beginning, since we just launched the production, there were me, another producer Arda Kasımbek, and director Yana Skopina in the team. And of course, we were assembling a team. First of all, we looked for a director of photography and considering many camera operators. We had lots of discussions. Mostly they were men. But it so happened that in the end, during the selection process, the choice fell on Daria Balanovskaya. Then costume designer Gohar Igityan joined the team in parallel. The last to join was production designer Tatiana Azarova. It so happened that the film consists of a female team. They did an excellent job. The ladies are talented and they spent a whole year preparing for filming. They arrived in April 2021. We have been preparing in more detail for 2 months, and in June we started filming.
Более, скажем так, детально они готовились 2 месяца, и 15 июня 2021 году мы стартанули со съемками.
Больше подробностей.
We will tell you more details later in the episode about the film's production, the unusual choice of actors in the leading roles, and the location where the movie was filmed.
Как известно, кинофестивали являются...
As you know, film festivals are an important and effective method of promoting films to the mass audience and an experimental platform for finding new film forms. One of these events, which has already become a traditional event, is the Festival of Student and Debut Films Bastau. It is held for the purpose of international cooperation and cultural exchange between young filmmakers, where films from Europe, Asia, Africa, and America are equally represented. Traditionally, film festivals are a place of attraction of film lovers and industry professionals. At such film forums, authors and viewers find common ground and get a real, lively response from the public. Such events are especially important for young filmmakers. One of these events is the Bastau Film Festival of Students and Debut Films, which was held in 2022 in Almaty for the 10th time.
The festival has been held here for 10 years after it has been revived. This year, the festival is notable for the fact that the geography of the participating countries has expanded. More than 1,000 applications have been received from all over the world. And this year, for the first time, the countries of Latin America and Africa are among the participants. First of all, we are very pleased with the diversity of genres, which we noted among the applications received. Certainly, there is already interest in Bastau from abroad. Many participants want to come to us, show their works, and this probably proves the fact that we are gradually moving towards our goal while increasing momentum, and the festival already occupies such a fairly serious niche, precisely in the field of supporting young filmmakers.
As a result, the selection committee determined 53 entries from 40 countries. Among the contestants are filmmakers from Japan and Egypt, Greece and Palestine, France and Qatar, Israel and Germany, we can confidently say that the anniversary Bastau festival set a geographical record. The organizers emphasize that the main goals of the festival is a unique platform or cooperation between filmmakers, support and promotion of their work, as well as an opportunity for young directors and screenwriters to realize their own projects. Such opportunities are provided by the prizes of the festival.
The festival has cash prizes. The amounts are small, but nevertheless, the festival awards these prizes in all its categories. Probably the main thing is no longer money, but the opportunities for cooperation that Bastau offers by bringing together students and teachers from different film schools. This is the work of the Association of International Film Schools, which was created within the framework of Bastau and works precisely to ensure that students and the teaching staff have collaborations among each other.
Bastau Festival has existed for 10 years and successfully overcomes all difficulties thanks to the professional and friendly team that creates conditions for the main characters of the site, authors, directors, cameramen, playwrights, young actors, taking their first steps. The opening film of the festival was the melodrama Summer Ends Soon, directed by Yana Skopina. This is her feature film debut. Her first work, the short film You're Hiding Something in Your Fist, was recognized as the best at the 5th Bastau Festival in 2015. While receiving the prize then, she promised to return here with a big picture. Therefore, the organizers call Yana the daughter of Bastau.
I recently found out about this myself. I was secretly told that that's what they call me inside. In fact, I thought about it later and realized it's true in a sense because I really appeared here with a graduation film, then I was here among the jury, now I'm here with my debut film. This is the first show in Kazakhstan. It really looks like some kind of a family connection. When you first inform your relatives about your most joyful news, here it is, a very important stage for me, which I share on Bastau.
The film tells about the life of young people who lived in Kazakhstan in the 90s. First love, street conflicts, and of course, the music of that era, the Tertsoy and national Kazakh motifs with the first hits of Kazakh pop music. This is the story of a summer in the Kazakh multinational yard. Actually, this is an interesting story about growing up, about the first love that happens for everyone in life, in adolescence. And I think everyone should learn about it on their own, especially people who lived during that time, 1989, 90s, the period of the collapse of the USSR. They will get into the atmosphere, and I think they'll love it. The budget of the film, according to the producer, was more than 200 million tenge. The well-known director and producer Fyodor Bondarchuk acted as the artistic director of the Kazakh-Russian project. Filming took place in 4 cities, in Karaganda, Temirtau, Merke and Moscow.
I really liked that the time we were filming was 1989. There were many objects in Karaganda that perfectly suited that time. The architecture has been preserved in the city. This helped a lot and we didn't have to build pavilions. And it was wonderful to work with nature as it is.
Casting was held in 2020 and lasted several months. It was important for the filmmakers to find new talented actors unknown to the general public. In total, more than 5,000 applicants were considered. As a result, non-professional actors Alihana Bildin, Olga Abumova and Ramazan Ahmedov starred in the lead roles.
We wanted to find amazing young guys who had never starred anywhere, but really wanted to. And I want to give such an opportunity and find some new name that will sound loud. And indeed, it happened. We found a lot of guys who have never been anywhere. Some of them lived in the village and dreamt of acting in the movies. And one of them is now studying at VGIK, at the acting department. His life has changed dramatically, and it seems to me that we have coped with this task. We managed to find organic heroes, full of energy and life.
Очень таких фонтанирующих жизнью героев.
The jury of the festival summed up the results of the 10th anniversary film review and determined the winners in several categories. The best short feature film of the festival was the film Nina by Kazakh director Roman Chernikov. The jury of the program Bastau Shorts chose the best animated short film. It became the project The Night by Ahmad Saleh from Palestine. The NetPack jury, working at the festival for the first time, awarded its prize to the film Installation from Uzbekistan, directed by Dilshodbek Usmonov. The special prize of the president of the Bastau Festival for the best film of Central Asia went to the film Storyteller, directed by Ernest Abdujaparov from Kyrgyzstan.
За последние несколько лет стриминг...
Over the past few years, streaming platforms or online cinemas have become a full-fledged part of the life of any modern viewer. For domestic film companies, cooperation with major online services is a unique opportunity to expand the audience and increase the recognition of our films in the CIS countries. Today we'll talk with expert Anna Dermadekina about the secrets of promoting movies in online distribution and digital distribution of Kazakhstani cinema. Anna, let's start today's interview.
With pleasure.
First of all, we would like to ask you, as an expert, about the Kazakh box office, about our distribution. How does it feel now? After all, the situation in the world and the pandemic hit it. Some theaters could not even survive it. How is the situation now?
Многие кинотеатры даже этого не пережили. Как ситуация складывается сейчас?
По сравнению с тем, что мы пережили в год пандемии, в 2020 году.
Compared to what we experienced in the year of the pandemic in 2020 and 2021, in 2022, of course, everything looks more or less good. Distribution is being restored. Unlike our neighbors, we have Hollywood films coming out, major films, European and Russian films coming out, and a lot of Kazakh films coming out. And this is probably the most astonishing consequence of the pandemic. This is the most positive and joyful moment for all of us. Of course, the pandemic affected film distribution in the most negative way. But nevertheless, everything always returns to normal. Kazakhstani distribution is no exception. And then those events happened, in which we are not involved in any way and did not participate. But this, of course, also affected us.
Мы в этом никак не замешаны, не участвуем, но это, разумеется, повлияло и на нас тоже.
Количество зрителей...
According to expert estimates, what is the number of spectators who constantly go to cinemas now? Let's just say, movie-attending audience.
По экспертным оценкам составляет...
According to expert estimates, this figure reached approximately 500,000 people. This is a movie-attending audience. It correlates either way from season to season, growing from year to year. This is good because for a long time we remained at the figure of 300,000. It was such perhaps not an official figure but estimation. Nevertheless, the entire market, both distribution companies and production companies, was guided by it. We all focused on this figure of 300,000. All our budgets are based on this figure. Likewise, box office estimates were also calculated using this figure. Now, I must say that the box office data that are available in open sources is not always accurate, not always correct. But nevertheless, we can say that the movie attending audience has increased.
Киноходящая аудитория у нас увеличилась.
Да. Теперь, Анна, предлагаю поговорить о еще одной области.
Now, Anna, I propose to talk about another area in which you are an expert. This is online rental. Undoubtedly, it made a name for itself during a period of time when we were all forced to stay at home and cinemas were closed. We see that more and more Kazakh films get on major streaming services. The first such high-profile project was the picture «Sweetie, you won't believe it».
Таким громким проектом был фильм «Жанна, ты не поверишь».
Can you remember the story of how Kazakhstani Pictures started to conquer large online cinemas?
Ну, это был, конечно, такой встречный процесс.
It certainly was such a counter process. On the one hand, our filmmakers were sitting and did not know where to go. I will speak for our company and for the film Sweetie, You Won't Believe It. Of course, when our film was released on the 3rd of March 2020, and 10 days later everything shut down, it was a big blow for us. We had a very good big marketing campaign. We expected to earn 1 billion tenge box office due to our marketing campaign. Well, of course, when everything shut down a week later, the money, one might say, was simply thrown to the wind. And the counter process turned out to be that at the same time, Russian online streaming became more active because everything was closed in Russia in the same way.
Оказалось в том, что одновременно с этим активизировались и российские онлайн-стриминги, потому что в России точно так же все было закрыто.
I immediately began to offer our film, Sweetie, You Won't Believe It, to everyone and online cinemas, keeping in mind their previous experience, did not understand what I wanted from them. They offered their usual prices. Well, yes, we can give you 600 rubles as well as royalties later on. And I explained to them all that this is not what I needed. What you have in your media libraries are old films, all watched on both television, YouTube, and streaming platforms. What I propose is a completely new, fresh film. No one has watched it. It has a great potential as it was not watched, and there is a viewer's interest. Viewers messaged us on social media, sent us private messages asking for a link to watch the film for a fee. They wanted to watch the film using a private link. It was like that through the summer.
People said, please take the money.
People wrote and asked. Yes, they did. Of course, we did not send because it's still dangerous. I convinced everyone that I needed absolutely different money and that no one would regret if they took this film, if they agreed to our terms. It so happened that one of the last ones to write to us was the Kinopoisk online cinema. And yes, they gave me what I wanted.
Да, они дали то, что я хочу.
And from that moment on, cooperation with Kinopoisk was launched.
Yes, it was.
If you keep a track of other Kazakhstani movies, which later also ended up on various sites, including Kinopoisk, these are films by Adilkhan Yerzhanov, for example.
Yes, they are.
Also, later there was another successful release. It was the film Kushik Kuda, or The Lodgers. Did you also contribute to the release of this film online?
Да, «Кушик, куда квартиранты» второй по значимости кейс у Кинопоиска после «Жаном ты не поверишь», то есть «Жаном ты не поверишь».
Yes, we did. Kushik Kuda, The Lodgers, is the second most important case in Kinopoisk after Sweetie, You Won't Believe It. Sweetie, You Won't Believe It is the most successful for them. As they later admitted to me, they did not expect such success. So to say, they had very modest expectations. Yes, they did pay the price they were asked, but they had very modest expectations. When we broke into the third place in terms of views in 2 weeks, they were, of course, simply shocked. We came to the third place in terms of views among Kazakh viewers. Ahead of us were only the series Rick and Morty and Guy Ritchie's The Gentleman. And we are on the third place. They were extremely happy at that time. They were proudly demonstrating this case internally in their market. Sweetie, You Won't Believe It is such a demonstrative case. Kushik Kuda, The Lodgers, has become the second project of this kind. In this case, they used the full potential of their powerful advertising campaign, which included both outdoor advertisement and their own Yandex service resources. I convinced them to do the outdoor advertising even when Adilkhan Yerzhanov's fight Avadbai came out. I said, let's try this ad, it will work. But at that time, they did not dare. But with Kushik Kuda, The Lodgers, they did. Here, both outdoor advertisement and Yandex services were used, and the promo was excellent.
Here, the genre of the film played an important role. It is a folk comedy.
Да, жанр фильма универсальный.
Yes, it did. The genre of the movie is universal, folk cinema as we call it. It's about problems that are understandable not only in Kazakhstan but throughout the CIS. Of course, that's why the second movie became equally important, even just as Sweetie, You Won't Believe It.
Как бы стал таким же событием, как и «Жаном ты не поверишь».
I think that more of our films will be released on these platforms, since online cinemas are interested in profiting.
They're coming out. Yes. Some are more successful, some are less.
Ну и мы говорим вам спасибо.
We thank you, Anna, and we remind our viewers that today our guest was Anna Darmodekina, a producer and an expert on the distribution of Kazakhstani cinema. See you on the big online platforms.
And small screens.
And small screens. It was Qazaq Cinema program. My name is Bekbulatov Aliyev. In the next episode, we will learn even more interesting facts about domestic cinema. Let's love and support modern Kazakh cinema together.
Казахстанское кино вместе.